Hey guys, what's up? We're the Antler Queens. I'm Kelly Junkyard Violin Keen.
I'm Jazz Kenny Smash Manic.
And we are here for another retrospective from episode. Today we're covering season 2, episode 5, Lullaby. And today is kind of a special day for
It is.
one major reason. It is the 4th anniversary of our channel. It's also my birthday. I am not only am I not 4, I no longer have a 4 in my age. So
you will again someday. Don't worry.
In a few years, yeah.
Plenty of 4s ahead of you.
Yeah, that's true. But I still dress like a teenager. So I'm just a really ancient looking, like 20-year-old or something.
Not one person on earth would guess your age. I'm telling you.
Thank you.
I was shook. We were working together for like 4 months before I realized you were older than me.
Oh my God. Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's true.
Yeah, it's, if don't try to put too much concealer around me though, or I'll look like the Crypt Keeper. Dawn is usually with us, if you're familiar with our coverage. Unfortunately, she could not join us today, and we are batching our content. So she will be missing from the next couple of episodes after this as well. So if you're familiar with how we do things, we have a segment called FROManon Debate Team about halfway through. And we're going to leave it up to you guys to decide. So make sure you're paying attention when we get to the debate section, because you're going to have to decide who wins the debate between me and Jazz for the next 3 episodes. But let's get started. I guess I'm up on this one. My pancakes, I had a hard time this week with both pancakes and the food. I mean,
this is my easiest episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Because, okay, here's the thing. I kind of still want to give my pancakes to somebody for actions that did not take place in this episode. But I'm just gonna do it anyway. I'm giving my pancakes to Donna because the opening scene with Randall on the bus with the monsters was fucking amazing.
Yeah, it was incredible. Yeah, thank you, Donna.
Yes, I loved it. And AJ Simmons cracked me the fuck up in this scene. He was like, "You can't come in because I got a fucking rock in a fucking window." He was really funny. He made me laugh.
I loved him just being like the old lady monster, just being like, "Oh."
Yeah, I know. Who's getting your pancakes this week?
My pancakes are going to Ethan.
Yeah.
I thought Ethan was super brave in this episode. He started out being so afraid hearing that Sara was back. Well, obviously he's 9, right? 9 years old?
Yeah, 9 years old.
And of course he would be afraid that she's in town. They all thought she was dead.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was really mature and brave of him to want to confront her and tell her that he's not afraid of her and call her a monster to her face. It was intense. It was a great little showdown.
Yeah, it was. That was it was unintentionally hilarious, but not because like Simon, I always forget, is it Weber or Webster? Simon Webster, right?
I think it's Webster.
Webster. I think it's Webster, yeah. But it was kind of unintentionally funny, and I say that not at all as a knock to Simon's acting, because he's such a talented little actor.
It's Webster.
What's that? Oh, okay.
It's Webster. Sorry.
It's more just it wasn't unintentionally funny because of his acting. It was just the fact that he called her a monster.
Mhm.
It just cracked me up. I have a dark sense of humor, I guess. All right, let's go to our top fives. My number 5 is the Roy Orbison song at the end of this episode. I love that song.
Yeah,
Um,
it was a great inclusion.
yeah, I love that kind of music. I like I was super when I was a little kid, I was super into Roy Orbison before I discovered all of the old black artists. Um,
Hmm.
Not including Sam Cooke, because my parents loved Sam Cooke, so I grew up on Sam Cooke. I was so all about like Sam Cooke and Roy Orbison when I was a little kid. I've always loved that kind of music.
I
Um,
love Roy Orbison.
yeah, yeah. I love this song, and I thought it was a great addition to the episode. What's your number 5?
We already kind of just discussed it with my MVP, but the Ethan and Sara confrontation scene,
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed Jim standing back and letting Ethan say his piece. I liked that Ethan got some closure from that
yeah,
experience because it just happened a couple days ago. The hardest thing to keep in perspective with this show is how little time has passed.
yeah.
And this happened like tops 5 days ago for him.
Mhm.
And then they thought she was dead. He thought he didn't have to fear her anymore, and then she just pops back up. So
Yeah.
yeah, I already discussed it, but yeah, he's just brave and sweet, and I love Ethan. He gets a lot of flack from the fandom for being an annoying little kid, but
That's
I
so
think he's
silly.
yeah, yeah, I agree.
I mean, he's so important to the story.
I know.
Um,
Hugely
but
important to the story.
yeah, and his storyline is interesting. Like, I don't know how anybody
Hmm.
can hate Ethan. I really don't. And actually, I had that a little higher, but I'll make that my number 4 just to make things easier. Yeah, there's
Hmm.
really not much I can add to that other than the fact that up like at this point, I still had 0 complaints with Jim as a dad. Um, like I always thought Jim was a good dad until season 3. No spoilers for those who haven't seen it yet.
It started for me at the end of season 10 or season 1, season 10, at the end of season 1.
with
Like I
with
understand that he trusted Donna and
oh yeah.
that they were leaving him a safe place. After that happened, he just was like, Donna, watch my kids, and ran. He didn't wait for a yes. He
Yeah.
like, and stuff at Colony House was going down too. There was glass blowing up everywhere. Like they weren't really safe.
Yeah.
I don't,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I've always had issues with Jim, as you're aware.
Yes. Yeah. I have too. Except I just always really liked him as a dad. But yeah, that's my number 4. So what was your number 4?
The violin scene. He's just as David Alpay plays the violin, right? That's him
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible. That scene was so moving, and it becomes very important in the future, which you predicted like super early on.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say this is I had this as my I actually had this as my number 1, but
Yeah, well, I'll stop there, and you can discuss it more when you get to
no,
yours.
no, let's just keep going with this since we're already on it. So I was just going to say that I'll make this my number 3 since you're talking about it now. Yeah, I mean it's for me it's just the whole scene in general.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
like it's yeah, David Alpay playing the violin, which, which he actually does. He's a great violinist. I mean, he made Twinkle Twinkle Little Star interesting.
Hmm.
Like I enjoyed listening to Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Scott
But just
McCord's performance in this scene is really incredible.
yeah, his face just I mean, like, you saw him going back to that place of comfort that,
Mm-hmm.
that his mom gave him, and it was both sweet and sad, and I just yeah, I cried. I cried the first time I watched this scene. Um, and yeah, I really like these 2 together, even though, like, Jade is abusing him half the time.
Yeah,
I
seriously.
yeah. I wish that they had more scenes together, in season 3. I'll just say that much. So that was my number 3. So what's your number 2?
My number 3 is the Elgin and
Oh.
Sara scene.
Oh,
You're good.
sorry. Yeah, we're not I don't know what I'm thinking. Okay. Yeah.
You're good. I
Um,
just, it was really nice, like, little scene after, like, everyone's being so mean to Sara right now, which is deserved, but not wrong. She's not wrong for getting all the flack that she's getting, but it was
yeah,
just, Elgin's so sweet.
he is.
He has such a difficult journey coming up through the rest of the series, and he starts off in such a wholesome place, and it was nice for him to just sit and meet Sara on her level and have a pleasant conversation with her as a human who made a mistake.
Yeah,
And he's
I
really
agree.
going to understand her in the future.
Yeah, I think our lists are, like, almost identical this week.
That's funny.
Because yeah, that's my number 2. I loved that scene. I love Elgin. I think he's such a sweet character. And, like, it just the way he was talking about his grandma, he was almost embarrassed to say that he goes to see her every weekend and and helps her carve owl or helps her knit crochet owls. He's like, "You must think I'm really cool." He's such a sweetheart. I love him so much. For those of you who haven't watched ahead, this scene is kind of really poignant. It becomes really
Yeah,
poignant later on.
it's definitely a
Yeah,
one to pay attention to.
for sure. So what's your number 2?
While I did not like the scene, I thought it was rough to watch. I loved that Kenny was wearing his dad's shirt when he's defending his mom.
Yeah.
We'll get into this in my bottoms. I don't know what the fuck Sara was thinking. I don't think she could have
Yeah.
made a worse series of choices in this episode, period.
Yeah.
But his instinct, I don't think he would have been anywhere near as hard on her if she weren't just bothering his mom. And
Yeah.
he felt immediately protective of her. He flew into it, right? And I love that he was just wearing his dad's shirt while he was defending, like, you took him from me, but you're not taking my mom from me. I really thought that was a nice touch. He wears that shirt pretty much constantly through the rest of the series. I thought it was an excellent touch to add to the scene.
Yeah. Yeah, it was sweet. Yeah, I had that whole scene on my list of bottoms. It was beautifully acted. It was just like you said, it was tough to watch.
Yeah, I was uncomfortable.
But I had this lower on my list, but the reason it's my number 1 is just because I shifted things around for the sake of time. So it's a minor thing that I have for my number 1, but it's Tabitha. The way she went off on Sara, I think this is like the only time we see this side of her.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it was
flipped
just
out.
yeah. I mean, seeing Tabitha, my sweet little angel Tabitha, screaming, "I will fucking kill you," was just crazy. I enjoyed seeing a different side of her.
That scene was great.
Yeah, it was.
My number 1 was the Tianchen and Sara confrontation scene. And while that was rougher to watch, even than the scene with Kenny, it's so well acted.
It's
so, I love that her grief is heavier than her anger. It's not just that Sara did what she did, it's that she loved Sara. She considered Sara part of her family. she said that she's like, I thought I treated you like my daughter. They talk about it later on that they would spend the days together playing dress up and stuff when the diner was slow. And it's not just that she cost her husband, the person she loves, but she betrayed her and she destroyed their relationship, and that's two things that she has to grieve.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really powerful. Elizabeth Moss is so good in that scene. When Sara walks out and she's just slamming the stuff around the kitchen, like, yeah, I thought that was really one of the best performances in the show.
Yeah, I loved it. It was heartbreaking. It was super heartbreaking. And Elizabeth Moy, by the way, we did an interview with her last year. She's wonderful. She's lovely, very sweet and charming. And I thoroughly enjoyed our interview with her. So check that out on our channel if you haven't already. We're actually, by the way, we're also working on, we're in the process of scheduling our first cast member interview for the season. So you can look forward to that soon. I'm excited about that. Let's go to our little mid-break here. Now, this is where we're going to need you to pay attention. As many of you know, we do a segment called FROManon Debate Team. And this is where we pick a conflict in the episode. And we randomly assign, we don't know who we're going to get assigned to defend. We are randomly assigned to defend one side. We usually have a judge, but Dawn cannot be with us for the next couple of episodes. So we are going to ask you to be the judge. We're going to ask you to judge who wins the debate here. So for this particular episode, we're doing Sara versus Reggie and Paula, because at one point Sara makes her way back home, walks into her house, sees Nathan's jacket sitting there. It's really sentimental. And then all of a sudden, these two jackasses come down and kick her out of her house and tell her she can't even take Nathan's coat, her dead brother. Yeah, she killed him, but she didn't mean to. And he meant a lot to her. Like, they were just... Anyway, I'm not gonna give my opinion. That's kind of inappropriate. So like I said, these assignments are random. I am defending Sara this week, and Jazz is defending Reggie and Paula. And since we both agree that I kind of have the easier one, I'll go first. Jazz, do you have a timer ready?
Ready?
Yep.
Go.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie Barbarian, but there's kind of a booking mix-up there, and two characters end up having the same Airbnb booked. Well, this is kind of similar. Everybody thought Sara was dead, so obviously they moved these people into her house, but she wasn't dead. She came home. She killed her brother, but it was on accident, and she loved her brother. And these people were just fucking terrible to her. They wouldn't let her keep her brother's coat. They took ownership of her brother's coat and made her homeless and didn't give a shit and were awful to her about it, especially Paula. And they needed to work it out with her because they should know better. They know what this town is like. I don't know when they came. Were they bus people? I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
Time.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
You're good.
Yeah. So that was that's my argument. Let me grab my timer here. Have fun, Jazz. You always get the shitty ones, man.
I know.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
Start.
Hi, I just rolled in off the bus from Grand Rapids and got stuck in Frontville, and I'm already living in a monster hellscape, and they tell me that this house is available for me and my wife to live in, but it turns out it's the house of someone who murdered her brother, and I don't know any of the nuances of that situation. So I'm just chilling, living in my new house after I packed up all her murder stuff and took it to storage, and then she shows up completely unawares, doesn't knock, just comes in and starts touching things that I were told belong to me now. So I'm freaking out because I thought this murder girl was dead. I don't know if she's like some kind of monster or is going to murder me. And I just get her out of there as fast as I can because I don't know what to do with her. I don't know what the situation is. All I know is that she's a murderer, and I have very little information otherwise because I just got here like 2 days ago.
I started laughing because you called her murder girl. All right, so you guys will have to sound off in the comments as to who won that debate. I have a feeling I know what the answer will be because I kind of started off with a tangent. It reminded me of that, you know?
To be fair, I don't think they were cool to Sara at all.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. By the way, I don't want to give away any spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen Barbarian, but I was not very happy with something that happened early on in the movie.
Which thing?
I'll explain later.
Yeah, that movie's rough.
It's like the most obvious thing. I wasn't expecting it. Yeah. That movie was crazy. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Okay, so let's switch gears now and go over to our negatives, which often are just kind of made up and nitpicky or just stuff that made us uncomfortable because this show is so friggin' brilliant that it's hard to come up with things.
Yeah.
But we have to put somebody in the box, and we never put Randall in the box because he's got his own box. So we cannot for season 2 anyway. He's got his own box because he's just, the obvious choice. But this week I am putting Paula and Reggie in the box. They suck, they're assholes, and I want to beat them up.
I do not blame you. They're not great. Interestingly enough, I'm putting Sara in the box because Sara will not listen to what Boyd tells her to do. He said, don't come out while the Matthews are here. Let me explain. And she immediately shows up. She gives him like 40 seconds and then she pops out because she just can't stay hidden. And then he tells her, stay in here, lock the doors, don't go anywhere. And she literally goes wandering around town, entering homes and harassing Mrs. Liu. I know she's not harassing her. I understand that a lot of it is self-flagellation because she feels guilty. But Boyd is trying to keep everyone calm and not freaking out. And you are not helping in your pity tour of FROMville. Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, I think that's a good choice. That would be my second choice for the box.
I mean, they definitely sucked.
Yeah. So let's go to our bottoms. My number 5 is Christy and Marielle. I just...
The haircut heard around the world.
Not necessarily the, not the haircut per se, but... And I'm sorry, we don't have pictures this week because my PC is acting up. So I apologize for that. I like them together, but I don't like all of the tension that there is with them in season 2. It's very uncomfortable. I thought they had a really sweet scene. I loved the scene where they were just sitting in bed eating bread crisps, and it was so sweet. But there's just this underlying tension that I fucking hate. I can't stand it. It just bugs me. What's your number 5?
Reggie and Paula. Who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Why are you so rude?
Yeah.
There's no reason. There's no reason for you to be so rude. Sara didn't know that someone moved into her house. She was just going to pick up some things. All she was going was after was that ornament that Nathan gave her. But they took her, I know it's a sharing community. I know they pool resources, but she's been gone for 2 days and all her shit's gone. They just took it.
Yeah.
Like, no one, I mean, Boyd couldn't have said, hey, leave Sarah's house alone for a few hours or something. It just seems not cool.
Yeah, seriously.
Mm-hmm.
God, she's a terror this season. She really is.
Yeah.
I have more problems with Sara. I mean, she like, she was in the right with her house, but was coming back to her house, but oh my God, just, yeah, her revealing herself is my number 4. Just can't deal with it. Can't deal with it. Stop it, Sara. You're being selfish. You're being self-absorbed. Like, think about what your presence is doing to these people. I don't care how much you want to be punished. Like, just stop. Go back in the basement. And I think she's suicidal at this point, and that's part of it. She doesn't care, like, what happens to her. But that's selfish. Like, not being suicidal. I'm not saying being suicidal is selfish. I'm saying her, like, just completely disregarding the way that she hurt these people. She needs to go back in the BDSM basement.
Is that your number 4?
Yes, that's my number 4.
Yeah. I had that higher on my list, but I agree. The fact that she's, like, directly, like, rejecting Boyd's, like, Boyd is trying to help her.
Yes.
Like, why won't she follow his instructions? He's asking her for so little. Like, just please stay out of sight until I have this under control and I can tell people in a calm fashion. And instead, she's like, nope, I'm going to go out and self-flagellate in the streets because I feel guilty and I want, people to be mad, throw their anger at me so I can feel the punishment that I need to, like, feel better. Come on, Sara. This is your problem. You're creating more problems for Boyd.
Yeah.
So all you had to do was wait a day and he would have figured something out for you. But no.
Yeah, I hear you.
That really bothered me.
So my number 3 was Boyd and Donna. I did not like that scene. I don't feel like Donna was really being, I think she was almost out of character. A
little bit, yeah.
Yeah. It bugged me. I always hate when Boyd and Donna fight, but usually Donna makes a lot of sense. I think she was unnecessarily harsh this time in a way that just wasn't her. And I think any opinions to the contrary are totally valid. It's just, what I personally think. But yeah, it didn't sit right with me. What about you?
No, it's not one of their better conversations.
Yeah, for sure.
My number 3 is the fact that everyone in this episode needs to check their tempers. I don't understand how Ethan is the most mature character in this episode.
Except for Tabby. Tabby does not need to check her temper.
Her rage is justified. They needed to be Tabby or Jim. We didn't need them both.
Yeah,
flipping their hair and flying into a rage.
She's allowed one.
Been Tabby in that scene.
Tabby's allowed one temper tantrum per series. One. Because she has another one later on that I'm not too fond of.
This one is justified.
This one's justified. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I was gonna say, like, they need a therapist, and I was gonna say it's a shame Father Khatri died. Father Khatri was like,
he would have been a terrible fucking therapist.
Yeah, he's a terrible fucking priest.
Exactly.
He would have been like just telling people to go murder whoever.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like you should kill yourself.
Yeah, maybe you should do it. I don't know. I mean, he's worse off. He's a bigger asshole dead than he was alive, but he was still a dick when he was alive, too.
Absolutely.
All right. So my number 2, Paula and Reggie. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say.
Yeah,
Talked about it enough.
I
Paula and
agree.
Reggie. That's it. How about you?
My number 2 is Jim trying to recruit Boyd to FROManon. Of all the people, like, Boyd's been there for 3 years. He's also ex-military. You think that he wouldn't have already considered this and come to the conclusion that it makes no sense? Because it makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It
makes
really no sense. Like, does he think that the monsters are Disney animatronics? What do you think is happening here?
Randall thinks they're animatronic.
Animatronic people eaters. Terrible. Terrible. I hate this storyline. This is my least favorite storyline in the series, and also because it kicks that off in the fandom, everyone trying to guess who the mole is.
Oh God.
There's no need for a mole. The crows are listening.
Yes. yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and why is the fandom listening to Jim to begin with?
Jim has his fans.
Oh God.
I don't know why, but
I don't know why either. I don't know why either. Yeah, I don't know why Jim's family are fans of Jim. No, he's still, in my opinion, he's still a good dad at this point. Okay, so my number 1 is an actual is a continuity thing. The nosebleeds. I don't think this is too much of a spoiler to say that, like, the nosebleeds kind of stop after this season, and that's a bit of a continuity error. Like, people were getting nosebleeds, like, whenever they would have a seizure, or, like, you know, Tabitha, something crazy would happen to her. I haven't seen a single nosebleed.
Yeah.
And that's strange to me.
Really,
especially with it getting colder. You would think, like, they'd be even more likely.
I had never noticed that, but that is strange.
Yeah. Yeah, it's there are a couple of continuity errors in the show, but not too many, much less than with other series. Yeah, this is one of them. I feel like they just kind of dropped that whole thing.
It's a pain.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's a pain to do.
All right, how about you? What's your number 1?
My number 1 is Tabitha getting touched by the sticky kids. I barely want to look at those kids being surrounded and grabbed on by, for like, healthy children would be a nightmarish to me, but those children are not healthy. They are horrifying, and the idea of their grubby, sticky flesh touching it just gives me chills. Yeah,
and we just started seeing them, in the last episode? Episode 4?
They first appear in the premiere when Tabitha and Victor are walking through the tunnels and she sees the puzzle set in the season 2 premiere.
Gotcha.
She sees the puzzle set up and she looks down at they have like the caged holes against the wall, and one like creeps up. That's the first one we ever see. But then they don't start appearing until maybe they're in episode 2. I'm not sure. I would have to go back through my notes.
The kids, I want to just point out that I think it's important, and a lot of this is just my theory. I think it's important to pay attention to when the kids appear, and like what is involved, like what happens right before and after and everything, and around whenever the kids appear. I think that's super important. Yeah, that's a good number 1. I wouldn't want to be touched by those children either.
Nope.
Did you have any other notes on this episode that you wanted to add before we get out of here?
I don't think so. It's a great episode. People say that season 2 is drags, but I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. It's kind of great. It's a little nuts. I mean, it's a little chaotic.
Mhm. It gets
I
crazy.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, every season of this show gets crazier than the
Mhm.
last.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
ridiculous. All right. Well,
For
that is
sure.
it for us for Lullaby season 2, episode 5. So come back tomorrow and catch up on the rest of our episodes. We are going to be posting them 2 at a time probably at this point because we're getting really close. We're like 2 weeks away. We're going to be going all the way through season 3 over the next couple of weeks. So check out our videos and we'll see you guys soon. Bye.